Hello and welcome back everyone, we Weeb Online, and today I'm gonna continue the story What If Naruto Faked His Weakness Part 3, The End. If you enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and to watch more videos like this, subscribe to my channel and turn that bell notification on so you never miss an upload. Now wasting no more time, let's begin.
A week after meeting Tsunade. After a week, Tsunade was happier than she had been in years, and stronger was the same. She was now stronger than Jiraiya. This was because Naruto helped her remember her old skills and learn new ones. She was able to use her huge affinity for light as well as her great uncle could use his affinity for water. She also learned a few justice from each affinity, mostly from earth and water to go with her lighting justice. She also added a bit to her genjutsu. She was very happy with herself and thankful to Naruto for helping her. Even her fear of blood had gone away. She was ready to talk to her old teammate. Shizune also was given some extra training in Taijutsu and other fields and was a lot more deadly. She was waiting for him in the alley. As he got closer, she gave him a sign, and Naruto, Anko, Jiraiya, and Shizune came out of nowhere. Everyone was prepared for Orochimaru. The man, his second-in-command Kabuto, Kimamaru, and Gurren ran to an open field about 3 miles away, where the battle started. Gurren versus Tsunade. The crystal-wielding woman knew she would get the shit kicked out of her if she fought the women hand-to-hand, so she settled for using her crystal style. She threw a few crystals at the future sexy Kage and hoped for the best. They were easy for the women to avoid. She then went out of sight and appeared behind Gurren, whom she hit in the back with a chakra scalpel, severing his spine and knocking out the women. Shizune versus Kabuto. Both healers worked for the Sannin and were ready to fight. Both of them swung their chakra scalpels at each other quickly, but neither of them really got anywhere. At least, that's how it looked, because Kabuto got better and Shizune moved away. This was the case until Kabuto was kicked in the stomach by a chakra-filled kick. It threw him off. He got hit so hard, in fact, that he passed out. Naruto versus Kimamaru. The two stood side by side. Both of them laughed at the thought of the fierce fight they were about to have. Both could feel how strong the other was. They attacked each other with taijutsu in a fierce battle that Naruto was winning. They hit each other over and over again, until Kimi pulled out his spine and Naruto pulled out his sword. They started fighting again. In a flash, Naruto was gone, and Kimi found a sword in his chest. Then Naruto kicked Kimi away, which caused him to lose so much blood that he passed out. The sword of Naruto lit up red. Anko versus Orochimaru. Master and apprentice were right next to each other. Surprisingly, Anko's face looked calm and at ease. Orochimaru tried to use her curse mark to end the fight quickly. When he didn't get a response, he ran at her and stretched out his neck to try again with Mark. As he bit into her, a huge plume of lava erupted from her body. It went all the way over Orochimaru and into his mouth. He was in great pain. He was turning into nothing and melting away. Before Anko could get to him, he quickly got rid of his body. The man was scared of her because she kicked and hit him with the strength of Tsunade. When Kabuto, Gurren, and Kimamaru grabbed him, he was almost dead. After a snake was called to get their attention away, they all left quickly. Jiraiya, who was watching, was amazed by what he had just seen. He was very scared because none of them liked him and they could all kill him. It was a little strange. Come on, let's go. The old monkey is waiting for us. As they all went to the leaf, Tsunade said. Jiraiya was right to be afraid, because it seemed like everyone he was traveling with was more than willing to beat his old, perverted behind. He had been hit by Tsunade, poisoned by Shizune and Anko, paralyzed by Naruto, and thrown into the hot spring again to get the crap kicked out of him. It was very scary. On the plus side, their trip was going quickly, which was good for Shizune and Tsunade. Although once Tsunade discovered Naruto's skill at gambling, she made him gamble for about 3 hours, him literally clearing out the entire place, before being kicked out. He won enough for his clan to last for a long time. After about 3 days, they made it back home, but were stopped by an Anbu who could feel the huge amounts of chakra they had. You couldn't really blame them because they were all at least low Kage level. They were taken back to the Hokage's tower to see the old man. Inside the tower, when Hiruzen looked up at the people who had just walked in, he was surprised to see that everyone except the old toad sage looked down on him. He looked down in shame when he realized that Naruto had told his only female student and her apprentice about all of his mistakes. Hiruzen said with a scared smile, "Welcome back, Suheim." He saw that her chakra signature was much stronger than his and Jiraiya's and that she could really beat him. He kept smiling, shaking, in the hopes of getting a light beating. "Well, sensei, you've got a lot of questions to answer, like why you never tried to talk to me about my cousin Ruto. But that can wait. Right now, I think I need to take over your job because you can't do it." After Naruto and Anko were kicked out, Tsunade started to deal with her old sensei in the right way. His scream could be heard all over the village, reminding people why they were so afraid of Tsunade. Back at the Rikudo clan compound, the time Anko and Naruto entered the compound, they were glomped by Sakura and Hinata, who had sensed them from quite a whiles away. "I missed you, Ruto," they both said, squeezing both of their victims till they were blue in the face. Once they were free, Naruto and Anko gave them a tight squeeze and said, "We missed you, too. So how have your other victims progressed?" Anko asked, referring to the people they were to get up to speed. "Very well, they just needed a kick in the ass, Sakura style. It was fun," Sakura said. "They are all at least high chunin, and some, like Shikamaru and Shino, are about a solid Jonin level. Actually, Shino is about Kakashi's level without his Sharingan activated. He loves it here. We are about the same level as Orochimaru. Ino is about the level of a low cage. Gaara has learned that he is very good at Taijutsu and has learned a few jutsu to keep him in check. He even started to learn about seals so that other people in his village wouldn't have to go through what he did. He is about the level of a low mid-cage. Ten has joined us and found out that he is very good at genjutsu and sealing. She is also about the same level as a good Jonin. Did you bring back Tsunade?" Hinata was done with Sakura. "Wow, that's impressive, Anko. You might find a strong apprentice in 10, Naruto said as they walked away. Several things happened over the next 3 days. After Tsunade became the Hokage, she taught Naruto, Sakura, Hinata, and Ino about medic jutsu and had them help with surgeries and autopsies. Even though Itachi and Sasuke kicked Kakashi in the behind, she was able to heal him. This made Sok feel even worse about himself. After 3 months, in the last 3 months, Sakura, Hinata, and Naruto, who had formed a team with Anko, had done about 80 missions from B to a rank, and even 6 S rank missions. All 3 were now well known. Tsunade's help made things go much more smoothly in the village. She fixed up the hospital and the academy, and she had Shizune teach some kids how to be doctors. Konohamaru, Mogi, and Udon were the best kids in the academy right now, and they were all going to graduate in a year because they were so far ahead. Shizune was supposed to teach them how to be Jonin, but there was one person who wasn't happy about it. Sasuke Uchiha decided to attack Sakura and Naruto while they were working at the hospital after Ino saved his worthless life by beating the crap out of him during a mission. They beat him up. Kakashi told his old student that he was being too rough, but then he got hit himself. After getting beat up by a fangirl before, Sasuke went home and stomped around. Asound, who worked for Orochimaru, talked him into leaving the village. He left without realizing that the seals on his neck would tell Naruto and Sakura something. Naruto and Sakura were in the Hokage's office when they told her that the Uchiha had left the village. She told them to get a team together and go get him. They could kill him if they had to. So, they left and got their group together. It was made up of Naruto, Shino, Shikamaru, Hinata, Sakura, and Shikamaru. They left the gate after telling Shikamaru that if he doesn't work hard, he will lose a very important part of his body. They kept going for about 25 minutes before they reached the area where the Sound 4 was. Before the fat member of the Sound 4 put them in a big earth dome, they blew up in the middle of their camp. Sakura just raised her fist and hit the dome with it, turning it into crystal and breaking it. The fat one, Jirobo, was covered in a crystal that sucked and bound chakras. They put him in a box and left. They once again caught up. 2 of them were knocked out, except for the pretty red-headed girl, who Naruto knew was in Uzumaki. Shino had sneaked the improved chakra-stealing beetles onto them, which is why they passed out. They closed them up quickly, and Hinata took care of Teuya. She didn't get sick from the genjutsu at all, so she could play with her troll summons. She then made the girl who Naruto Duck was talking to unable to move. "I can feel how much you hate Orochimaru, and I can break the seal and take you back to the village. You and Uzumaki are my family, and I don't leave my family, whether they are blood or not. I'll do this to prove my point," Naruto said as he touched her seal with 2 fingers that were glowing green. The seal began to smoke and leak a purple liquid. It let out a high-pitched scream as Naruto crushed the piece of Orochimaru's soul inside it. When Teuya saw this, she was quiet for the first time in her life. She turned to Naruto and said, "Well, shithead, I guess I'm a leaf ninja now." As she said this, it looked like Kabuto and Kimamaru grabbed Sasuke's casket. But as soon as they touched it, a huge seal appeared on the ground and took all of Kimi's chakra. The stress of his illness and the lack of chakra killed him. The box exploded, which broke the seal and sent the Uchiha and Kabuto running. The rest of Naruto's team, except for Sakura, went with him. Go back to the town. The hunt started. It only took Sakura and Naruto 5 minutes to close the gap and catch up to the 2 traitors. Not even the Uchiha's weak genjutsu could slow them down. So, Sasuke and Kabuto were on the head of Madara Uchiha's statue, while Sakura and Naruto were on Hashirama Senju. Sasuke yelled at them, "Dobe, why do you keep getting in my way? I have to kill my brother. First of all, even when he was sick, you could never reach his level. Second, I don't care about you, it's a mission. And third, it's fun." Naruto answered with a smile when he saw that Sasuke was confused. "What are you talking about with that old sick form? He's not sick." "No, he was very sick. He got it from inbreeding in your family and the stress of being a ninja. I fixed it with a seal since I am a master at both medicine and seals. It should even fix the damage caused by the Mangekyo. No one in my family is a dope, and Uchihas are better than everyone else. We are the top people." Yes, they did. Most clans do, and only the strongest ones are elites. Itachi, your mother Mikoto, Madara, Izuna, and the others were all elites when they were 14 years old, when you were barely a chunin. At this age, they were all elite jonin at least. So they were the elite and you weren't. This made Sasuke very angry, so he charged at Naruto with Kabuto not far behind. But before they were even halfway there, Sakura sent out a wave of lighting chakra that sent them flying back into the water. They both shook when they came out, Sasuke because of his lightning chakra and Kabuto because of his ability to heal himself. Sakura suddenly showed up in front of them. "You both face me and see how long you can last. I want to play with you for a while. Cats do like to play with their food." After all, as she said this, she felt different. Her eyes were slanted like a cat's, and they were green with a black ring around the middle. Her teeth got longer and she got claws. Her hair starts to get fluffier and more black stripes appear. She also got a dark pink outline around her body that looked like a three-tailed cat with her in the middle. She looked like a goddess of the wild who had come to Earth full of righteous rage. Sakura and her shadow cat avatar both let out a roar. With that noise, the fight started. While Kabuto attacked her with his chakra scalpels, Sasuke started firing as many fire jutsu as he knew at her. She avoided everything until she grabbed a fireball, squeezed it, and stuck it in her hand into Kabuto's stomach. Then she threw him into the statue of Madara, which exploded along with his stomach. "Naruto, if you could be kind and take care of him for me, it would make dealing with the Uchiha more fun." With a sweet tone in her voice, Sakura asked. Naruto smiled and said, "Sure, I have something fun planned for him." Naruto and Kabuto. Naruto went over to still recovering Kabuto, who had almost no chakra, and stabbed him with the sword. "Do you like it?" This was added by Kimi. It can be used to launch bones and make them stronger. But the most fun thing it did was cast a curse. It draws the bones to my sword, and when they're full of its chakra, it makes the bones grow out of control. The best part is that the natural energy it pulls in will keep you alive forever. It's a beautiful image, isn't it? As he pulled out the sword, Naruto said that he liked the sound of Kabuto's screams and watched as bones came out of his mouth and nose. Before he knew it, he was a bone tree that was sinking into the lake. The blood and chakra from Kabuto's body were making Naruto's sword glow. Sakura and Sasuke. Sasuke changed into his second curse form when he sensed danger. Using the bad chakra, he made his Chidori, which turned black and sounded like 1,000 birds flapping their wings instead of chirping. He took off his Sakura, who seemed bored. She raised her hand, and the tips of all of her fingers were lit up in pink. Even though Sasuke hit her, he didn't hurt her. The light was easily absorbed by her body. Sakura raised her hand and hit him in the chest with pink lightning. The energy surged through his body and sent him flying across the gap and 4 yards into the canyon wall. As he struggled to get up, Sakura walked up to him, grabbed his wings, and quickly ripped them off his body. His screams made them laugh the whole time. She flipped him over and said, "Megami no Kenny." And with that, Sasuke passed out. When he woke up, he was in a strange place. It was a light purple area that was mostly empty. He was by himself in the middle, and the next thing he knew, a giant Sakura. She was black with a white outline, and had the kanji for Inner Sakura written on her. Inner Sakura said with the most terrifying grin ever, "Oh, look at this jerk. It's time to punish you for what you've done." Let it be said that even the Jubai would have run away in fear if they had seen the real monster standing in front of Sasuke at this moment. In the real world, Sasuke let out a loud, high-pitched scream and then passed out while muttering. His whole body was then covered in crystal. Sakura grabbed him, and in a flash of silver, they both ran away. After 3 days, they went back to the village. 3 days had passed since Sasuke had been chased. During those 3 days, a lot went on. The first thing that happened was that Sasuke and the rest of the Sound Four were arrested. Tayuya was let go after she said that she and her adopted sister Karin were forced to watch the death of the other and were not loyal because of that. She told them a lot of juicy details about what was going on with Orochimaru, but not his base, because after the curse mark was taken away, that information and the others were wiped clean. The second was that Sakura was given a summon contract. It turned out that the summon cats wanted to give the contact information to someone else instead of the Uchiha family, who had put a seal on them to keep them from going home. Naruto easily broke the seal so that they could go home. Sakura was named their summoner because she had the feline heart, a rare affinity for cats like the ones Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya had for snakes, slugs, and toads, respectively. It was because of this that she could call up the Shadow Cat avatar. Sakura was happy because, now that the seal was off of them, they were a powerful group of genjutsu users and a spy network. They were also doctors and good friends of the slugs, whom Tsunade loved. Their best skill was their genjutsu, which gave them barriers that could not be broken, though some of them could become human-like and do ninjutsu as well as many other arts. They were very well versed. The third thing was a council meeting to discuss a few things. Bring up the past. Sasuke Uchiha will be charged with betraying the village and refusing to come back, associating with people who are known to be traitors. I think he should lose his shinobi rights and be killed. With a fierce look on her face, Tsunade said, "No, we can't kill the last loyal Uchiha, because he has children, and the curse mark must have led him astray," said Kagome Haruno. Naruto cut off the next person who was talking to say a few things. First of all, he can't have children because of the seal. Tsunade confirmed this when I told her, but my cousin Teuya won't have this problem because she's in Uzumaki, and her life force is strong enough to handle it. The second thing, my seal prevented any effects to his size, that was all him. I am even better than Jiraiya at seals, so don't doubt me. And third, the boy is insane. I have checked him. He went voluntarily. Even if he could produce, all of his property belongs to the village and half of his other property is Sakura's, as his right die to his family's abuse of the cat summons. This made everyone in the village yell at him. But Danzo and the other elders looked at Naruto with pride because they saw how hard he was working to make the village kids stronger. They helped him in every way possible. Even though Danzo liked him because Naruto helped him with his root member training and taught him how important emotions are. It helped that Naruto kicked the living shit out of him several times as well as all of his roots at once. Sakura and Hinata did the same thing, even though they had their eyes closed and their hands tied behind their backs. Silenced, Tsunade said, "He can't be sterile, Lady Tsunade. You're the best doctor in the world. Fix him," Kagome said with a crazy look in her eyes. "In fact, Naruto is on the same level as me and has helped me find new ways to do things. We can't help him, but Itachi will be able to, won't you, Itachi?" Suin said as said Uchiha came out. He looked pretty good and healthy. "I was told to kill my clan to stop a coup, and Naruto has healed me, so I am at full strength. I am much stronger than that fool of a Toad Sage, so please shut up. I don't feel like killing right now. I was ordered back and will continue to serve the village. Madara, or Abido, as I should call him, tried to kill me, but now that I'm back to full form, I beat him pretty badly before he teleported away. So stop complaining and get over it, because I won't marry your daughters. I am already interested in another." With that, he went over and stood next to Naruto. After a half hour of debate, they decided to kill Sasuke. After a month, they talked about Naruto as their last topic. Tsunade gave Sakura, Itachi, Teuya, Anko, and Hinata permission to go fight in the civil war in Mist. "We'll come back in 3 years after we've helped them get better. We've already left goodbye, though." With that, everything that was said went up in smoke. What would the next 3 years bring them? Naruto was sitting on top of the Mizukage Tower, just looking out at the town, relishing at the feeling of accomplishment. In terms of building, the village was almost done. Sakura, Karin, and Hinata were training the newcomers at the hospital with some of his clones. Anko and Teuya were busy training some kunoichi in their own arts. Itachi was helping the clans get their lives and the village organized. And Suigetsu and Reiga were teaching the next generation of swordsmen of the Mist Kenjutsu with some of his clones. This made Naruto smile. The last 3 years have been very productive. Think back to a week after they left the village. The group was going to grass country to pick up Karin. She was easy to find because her Uzumaki chakra was so strong, and it only took 5 minutes to find her once they got there. Sis Teuya yelled at the other redhead, which made Karin turn around, see her sister, and tackle her with everything she had. For about 5 minutes, they held each other close. It only took 5 minutes for them to convince her to leave, and after that they were off to the land of whirlpools. After leaving the leaf for 2 weeks, it had taken a week to get there, but finally they were here, and the loved. It was warm and damp, but not too much. There were a number of destroyed buildings that could still be used. This is incredible. I can still feel the leftover chakra of the people who lived here. Karin was amazed and said so. Last week, Karin showed that she was a lot like Sakura and very attractive to Naruto. She was fierce, yet kind, loyal to a fault, and was not afraid to speak her mind. She was also a good level, about mid-chunin. Tae, who was about 2 years older, was about mid-jonin. There was no doubt that both would be very strong. The group followed Naruto to a section that only an Uzumaki would be able to feel as a seal. When they added some blood, everyone was surprised to see a set of stairs. When they went down the stairs, they saw a huge library with a lot of armor and weapons. All of it would later be sealed, including a summoning contract that Naruto would later sign along with Karin. They decided to train for the next month and a half and teach Itachi, Karin, and Tae about Naruto's special training. 2 months later, in the month and a half, everyone got a lot better. Itachi was so much stronger and knew so much more about everything than anyone else. Teuya was a solid S-rank ninja. She no longer needed Genjutsu, though she still used them. She found out about the joy of seals, got better at Taijutsu, and got better at everything else. Karin improved the most. She learned medical jutsu like nobody's business, improved everything, and became a solid higher rank ninja. After their training was over, they went to the land of water. It took them about 2 weeks to get there. They ran into Ai, who didn't trust them and attacked, but Karin beat the crap out of him. You know, she's the weakest of us so far, and she easily beat you, so if I were you, I'd back down. We were sent to help the rebels, of which I know you are a part. So, lead us to your boss. Naruto spoke to the captive ninja in a sweet way that made him think of his leader. This scared him. He did what they told him to. In about 10 minutes they were at a decent-sized camp being stared at by many people. The second largest tent opened up and an extremely beautiful woman appeared. She was tall with beautiful auburn hair and green eyes. She looked great in her form-fitting suit dress, which showed off her whole body. Naruto noticed her right away. "Hello, Tenchi. I've missed you," he said, which garnered looks of confusion from everyone but Mei, who looked as if she would cry. She rushed forward and tackled Naruto, hugging his head to her breasts. "I missed you, sweetness. It looks like you kept your promise to become an S-rank ninja and help me." Mei said something that made things even worse. When Naruto saw this, he explained. "When I was about 8, Mei went to the village to try to get help, but she was turned away. Later, I met her. She was the first person to see through my mask. We hung out, and I promised to come back and help her because she was the first person to be kind to me no matter what." This made everyone look like they got it as Naruto went on. "I've brought a group of mid to high S rank ninjas and 1 higher rank ninja to help you. Itachi here is stronger than SS rank, so I'm second. I am almost the same rank as Anko. Hinata and Sakura are both high S ranks. Teuya is a mid S rank character, and Karin is a higher rank character. We've all promised to help you." The group started a war with those words. About 6 months passed before they were ready to face Yagura. But during that time, they never lost a battle. This was because Naruto's team was good at healing, and morale was higher than ever. In those 6 months, everyone on Naruto's team got a lot stronger. Karin is a high S rank, and everyone else is an SS rank. Having a talk with Yagura, Sakura had broken the door to the Mizukage Tower open with her staff. They swiftly took care of everyone who was in the way and were in the training grounds of the Mizukage. It was a big area that was mostly water, with a few spots of land here and there. In the middle was Yagura, who was clearly under the effects of a genjutsu. Naruto and Yagura went to battle without saying a word. Yagura, the first thing he did was use the strange staff to make some mirror copies of Naruto. Naruto got rid of them all in about 2 seconds. Yagura could not keep up with how fast Naruto's strikes were moving. In about a minute, he was kicked to the other side, where he was hurt and struggling to get up. Yagura then began to channel the energy of Isabu, the three-tailed turtle. Naruto could only grin at this. He just shot out his chakra chains, which quickly wrapped around the turtle and brought it to its knees. Naruto sent a lot of chakra to Yagura, which freed the man and turtle from the genjutsu. Naruto went up to the man and put a seal on him so that he couldn't use genjutsu again. Flashback ended. It took him about 3 days to wake up and tell the people what had happened. He gave Mei his job and started teaching the next generation to make up for what he had done. He was given a second chance after Naruto told him how much pain Abido had caused. After all, they lived in a ninja village, so it wasn't hard to believe. They were called Heroes of the Mist while they were there. All of them were added to or updated in the bingo book as SS rank shinobi, and given the same rights as any other ninja of Mist. They all helped the village get better, and after 2 years, it was about as strong as Suna and only getting better. With Wave, Leaf, and Suna, they made deals. It was good for the village because Tezuna and his workers had come to help. He even ran into Suidesu and Reiga, who were trying to get away, and they helped him get to the village. On the whole, it was a good 3 years. The only problem was that Kagome Haruno had worked with a few other villagers and Orochimaru to free Sasuke, and they had been successful. A week after Naruto and his group left, this happened. Tsunade had not been happy. In the bingo book, Sasuke was given an order to kill on sight because he had betrayed the village twice and taken Kagome Haruno with him. So, Naruto and his friends were supposed to go back to the Leaf in a week. When they went back, things would be different. Tsunade was looking through a bunch of records in her office when one of them caught her eye and made her smile. It was a letter that started a treaty with the land of water and mist. She could tell that Naruto had a hand in this because it solved all of the problems that had been in the old treaty between the Leaf and the Sand. This showed her that Naruto and his group were coming back. As she realized this today, she felt it. It was the distinct feeling of Uzumaki chakra, and it was coming quickly. She jumped out of her window right away and started walking toward the young man who had saved her life, dignity, and pride and who had become her son. At the doorway, Naruto and his group had just walked through the gate when Anbu came after them again. You couldn't blame them because they all had a ridiculous amount of chakra and were making the barrier detector go crazy with it. It seemed like every tail beast was in the village at the same time. Why was it like this? Well, Sakura had the least chakra, and if she turned on her Shadow Cat avatar, she would have had about 6 tails worth of chakra. "Get out of the way," yelled Tsunade as she crashed into Naruto and squeezed him with enough force to break Kurama's spine in half. Just as she was about to let go, Naruto squeezed the woman so hard that she almost passed out. He dropped her and said, "Nice to see you, Tsuhaime." Then they all went back to her office. Back in the office of Tsunade, Tsunade started to ask questions as Naruto and his group stood there. "So I guess you were successful in every way. Getting a good ally is one of them." "Yes, we did. They even forgave Yagura," Naruto replied. "How in hell did you pull that off?" Tsunade yelled out in shock. "Simple, I told everyone what had happened and told them everything Abido had done over the years." "Ruto, only you. She said this while shaking her head. "By the way, do you know how to play wood style yet? You had just started when we left. What you're seeing now is the first woman to master the wood style. But enough about me. I want to see how good you are by sparring with you." Naruto versus me, the old Toad, Danzo, and Itachi. Hinata goes up against Team Guy, whose members are all above mid-rank. Karin against Team Kurenai. Anko versus your beautiful wife, Teuya. It will begin at noon tomorrow at the stadium. No one can have a bloodline, and Naruto can't use his sword or sub-elements. People thought wrong things about many things. This was true for many of the younger ninja and the civilians. One was that Minato Namikaze was the strongest Hokage, and the only SS rank ninja in history. This was the worst idea ever. He was tied for 3rd place with the 3rd Hokage in terms of strength. Hashirama came in 2nd, just ahead of Tsunade and Tabamara. They were all SS rank. They didn't stand alone. This rank was held by Mito Uzumaki, wife of the 1st Hokage, Madara and Izuna Uchiha, Onuki, Hanzo the Salamander, the 3rd Raikage, and a few others. Because there was always war in the past, it was much more likely to see them, but it was still possible. Another mistaken belief was that they were a little stronger than an S rank. In reality, they could easily beat at least 5 S ranks. Still, to seeing a group of 7 SS rank ninja was amazing. And the fact that they all lived in the same village made it even more so. 2 of them don't belong to a clan, which makes them a lot more impressive. Even better, they will watch them all fight against a number of other Sanda rank ninja. A historical event, no doubt. The first match was between Anko and Teuya Mitarashi Uzumaki Rikudo. Before they did anything, the two stood 10 meters apart. They fought with a fury that no one could have imagined. They hit each other with their hands and legs. They didn't hide anything. John and Konohamaru Sarutobi said, "They are amazing." "Please, that's not much," Naruto yelled, and everyone around him stopped and looked at him in shock. Get back to the fight. As they went their separate ways, they both had a smile on their face and decided to up the ante. As soon as Anko saw the flute, she sent out snakes, but Teuya took out her flute and started to play a song that made them all stop. Then the subdued snakes turned around and attacked their master. The song's tune then changes, and the snakes get bigger and stronger. This went on for about 5 minutes. Each side threw something at the other, and when they did, they started dancing. They finally stopped the fight because no one could win. Karin versus Team Kurenai. Kurenai's first move was to try to use a Genjutsu on Karin, and they failed to do so. Karin disappeared and then reappeared with her hand in Kurenai's face, putting the woman to sleep and sending her through the wall. This made Kiba angry, so he attacked with Akamaru, but Karin's water chakra wave blew him away. Only Shino and Karin were there. Using her senses, she was surprised to find that the Aburame had about mid-cage level reserves, which was a big deal for his family. The young man threw a chain scythe at the girl, but she moved out of the way. Before the girl realized she was surrounded by bugs, this went on for a while. All of them are coming out of the holes the scythe made. You should give up before they drain you of all your money. Shino, in his usual monotone voice, you should never think less of a smart person. Then, Karin blew up in a huge blast of cold water that hit the bugs and made them freeze. Shino turned around, but Karin hit him in the face and knocked him into the water, where he gave up knowing he had lost. Hinata v Team Guy. Hinata did something that both shocked and threw everyone off. She started surfing by using the land as water. She moved very quickly. Before anyone could move, she landed and slammed her foot on the ground, catching all of the other Tema. Then she walked up to Neji and poked him in the forehead. Before the bandages fell off, he was glowing, but there was no mark at all. Guy and Lee were stunned long enough for Neji to knock them out, too. 10-10 wasn't held up in that way. She got away easily and started throwing weapons at young Hyuga. Hinata dodged, but as she did, she realized she had been hit by one of the weapons, which surprised her because she thought she had avoided them all. She realized she was under a genjutsu, and she smirked before exploding in a huge surge of electricity. This made 10-10 pass out. With the old Hyuga, how could she take away the seal? It's important for the family. One of the elders said this, and the rest agreed. You can't put those kinds of seals on a different clan, Hayashi said with a smile. All of the elders turned their heads to look at him. We own them, so they must have the seals. Wrong, they don't. They were set free, and the old Uchiha compound was given to them as a place to live. All of their seals have been taken off, and both the Fire Lord and the Hokage agree with this. So just take it. They are called the Inkjido, and Hinata and Neji will share power over their own clan. Hayashi stopped talking, but he kept his big smile on. He finally did what he and his brother had always wanted to do. Undo edits. Sekira vs Team Asuma. Sekira didn't waste any time and knocked out Choji and Asuma right away. They didn't know it happened. She had to avoid Shikamaru's shadow and Ino's poison senbon as she landed. She then let the shadow catch her, and when it did, she just flexed her muscles to break free. She disappeared, and Shikamaru was drop-kicked through a wall. He was dead asleep. Before they went at each other, Ino and Sekira started to circle each other. Their blows sent out huge shock waves. This went on for about 5 minutes before Ino blew up into a cloud of poison. But this didn't matter much because she soon found out that Sekira was just a dream. She felt something and tried to get away, but she couldn't because Sekira's speed was too fast. Naruto was standing in the arena. For someone who was about to fight the strongest people in the world, he looked very calm. 4 legends amongst legends. The people on Naruto's team had put up a wall. It was to keep the huge power of the 5 in the barrier from getting out of hand. As soon as they were told to start, Tsunade was in Naruto's face and rushing her fist toward his face. Before she could touch him, Naruto grabbed her hand and hit her in the stomach with a blow. She was thrown back at the barrier. Jiraiya threw oil at Naruto, while Itachi threw fire and Danzo threw wind. Naruto was hit with a huge amount of boiling oil, but he just looked at it. When he put up his hand, it stopped. Naruto slapped his hand in their direction, and all of their attacks came back to them 3 times stronger. The only person who knew what Naruto had done was Itachi. He was able to control every part of the attack, make it stronger, and send it back. Thus back and forth they went until Danzo passed out and Jiraiya got hurt. Tsunade had tried to catch Naruto with a piece of wood, but he just took the chakra from it. He then sent back his chakra chains. They wrapped around her and held her in place while they took her chakra. She left in less than a minute. Jiraiya looked very different when she came back. With 2 toads on his shoulders, he looked like Toad. Naruto thought of Sage Mode when he saw that his chakra was bigger and full of natural energy. He started to attack Naruto with a lot more power than he had before. After 5 minutes of this, Naruto grabbed his hand and sent a huge pulse of chakra into the old man. He was knocked out and all of the sage chakra was sent out of his body. Only Itachi and Naruto were left. Itachi sent a big blast of Amaterasu at Naruto, but Naruto just smiled and waved his hand to send the attack back at Itachi. How did you do that? That's something that only the Mangekyo can do, Itachi asked for. All that was a mix of fire and lightning chakra in different amounts. It makes the fire stronger and gives it a black color. I was able to control the 2 chakras and send it back. With a smile on his face, Naruto said. Itachi made a silly face and made his Susanoo. He lifted the sword and slammed it down on Naruto, who laughed and gave the sword back. Itachi fell to the ground after the chakra building broke apart. I sent a surge of chakra chain energy to seal of your eyes for 24 hours. Cool, huh? Naruto was suddenly right in front of Itachi and knocked the Uchiha out. Everyone was amazed. The Dobe, the loser, the dead last, easily beat 4 of the world's strongest people. He got them all together and started to heal them. 20 minutes later, you left the village 2.5 years ago to get strong and get strong. You, in honor of your achievement, I now name you all the 7 leaf gods. Naruto Uzumaki, to you I give the name of Kami Kage, as you are not only a god of shinobi, but with your skill you are the god of cages, a title you more than deserve. With those words, the legend of the Kami Kage was born.
So this was the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. To watch more series like this, subscribe to my channel. Till then, we weeb offline.